Okay, so today we're looking at how to make lactic acid fermented cucumbers. The same principle they use to make sauerkraut. So this will take no vinegar. It's a pretty neat process. They've been doing it for thousands of years. So first, we got some dill. We're making dill pickles. You can make any spices you want. Whatever you add, it adds different flavors. We're just making plain dill pickles. So we got dill and some garlic. So you don't have to do this, but I like to smash my garlic. I turn this, by the way, we sell these on our website. This one's sassafras. We have cherry and walnut in the same design. Double blend it for wide and small mouth jars. Mostly used for smashing the juice out of sauerkraut. But there you go. Put those in the bottom. Maybe put a dill leaf down there. And then just pack in your pickles as tight as you can, because after they ferment, they're going to shrink a little bit. So you can get different sizes. If you get much over, like the biggest ones here, you can stab them with some kind of a pick to let the brine go and soak in easier, to make sure they get a good fermentation. Like I said, I mean, really pack them as tight as you can. That way they don't try to float, and you get as many in as possible. Put another dill leaf in. A lot of people do this for health, and a lot of people just like the taste of it. So we are not going to have enough pickles for this batch, but that's okay. You just put in what you have. This is a gallon size. You can also get quart and half gallon in the Picklemeister. We sell crocks and pretty much anything you need for fermenting. Sauerkraut, pickles, any vegetable out of the garden you can do this with. So there you go. You got them packed in. And then you usually want about 5 tablespoons of salt to a gallon of pickles. This is a little less, so we'll do maybe 4.5 tablespoons of salt. And you can get your salt brine ratio on to the right amount, but for me the easiest way to get this right, so you don't have to worry about leftover brine and wasting your sea salt, you want to use sea salt, non-iodized salt. So Himalayan salt would work. You do not want your iodine in there because it'll kill the good bacteria as it tries to grow. So make sure it's non-iodized, preferably sea salt, that way you get your good minerals. So always use non-chlorinated water. If you have chlorinated water, what you want to do is let it sit on the counter overnight to let the chlorine evaporate off, or put it in your blender for 10 minutes. So get it until it's covered. And these are going to try to float, but we got a weight we can put in. If they were fuller, if I had more pickles, this is all we had in the garden right now, you could pack them up, and as the jar gets narrower, it would help them not float, and you wouldn't even need a weight. Okay, so basically, that way you know how much water you're going to have. Just dump it out. I might add a little more, just because I'm going to get a weight in there. Okay, so it's not really a complete science. It's pretty foolproof. Get the right amount of salt, and this usually goes very easily. Okay, so get my salt. 1, 2. You usually want 3, 4, and won't do quite a 5th one. If you add too much salt, you get salty cucumbers, and if you don't add enough, you can start worrying about your bad bacteria getting. The salt helps the good bacteria get a upper hand before the bad bacteria can take over. Lactic acid loves salt. So mix it up. Dump it in. Glass fermentation weight. I always like to use glass instead of plastic or metal. As we go. In a gallon, you could use more than one. We sell these as well. They're called extra large glass fermentation weights. We also sell one made for a gallon. This one's more made for a quart, but it'll work. Keeping the vegetables down. Might add another one in there later. So that's pretty much ready to go. We got our airlock to help keep any mold or bad bacteria out. Just you see your water, there's a little line that comes on your airlock. You fill it to that point. Screw on your lid. Stick in your airlock. And there you go. Depending on what temperature your house is, you leave it different lengths of time on your counter. So if it was like below 75, you could probably leave it for 6 days, even a week. If it's 68, leave it a week. If it's 75 or over, probably only 4 or 5 days if it's over 75 degrees. And your pickles will probably not taste as good, and you have to worry about them being a little slimy if it's over 75 degrees. So try to get them under 75. It just speeds up the fermentation process, so you end up, they're a little mushy. So best tasting pickles around 70 degrees. If your house is not cool enough, if you have you can put them in the basement. If you have an air conditioning vent, you put this inside it with a box over it, and that helps it keep cooler. You want to keep it out of direct sunlight. Indirect sunlight's fine. And yep, leave it on the counter for about a week if you have a nice cool spot. Then take this off, put on a regular lid, stick it in your fridge, and I've kept them in the fridge for over a year after they've fermented. The longer you go, they keep very slowly fermenting in the fridge, so it could they'll get a little more mushy and not as good, but usually actually they're better after sitting in the fridge for a week or two. So that one's floating. I thought I had more pickles than that, but I'll put a couple more weights in there. That is how you do it. Extremely easy. People do it for health. They say, I've heard, even if a pickle has E. coli on it, after you do this, the lactic acid will actually kill the E. coli. No, nothing I say is, I don't know, but extremely good. I love how they taste. Like I said, it's the same principle they use in sauerkraut. We have a whole line of pickling stuff for sauerkraut, pickles. Thanks for watching. Check out our website, wisementrading.com. We really appreciate it. Thank you.